and welcome. You're watching The Money Show. I'm Kavita Thapliyal, and this is a show which is your one-stop destination for all your personal finance queries. And today on the show, we'll be focusing first on the critical insurance part, because we know, although a lot of expenses can be taken care of, when you have the right kind of health insurance. But then what about critical illnesses? We'll be deep diving into this more, and we'll be telling you whether to buy a rider or a complete comprehensive critical insurance coverage. After that, we'll be focusing on your investment portfolio. So just in case you want to send across your questions, be it about your investments or anything about insurance as well, you can send across your queries on our WhatsApp number, which is 865-797-4571. We also have an email ID, which is themoneyshow@etnow.tv, where you can send across the details. All right, so let's begin the show. And in these uncertain times, when our health concerns continue to grow, a serious illness can cause devastation to a family and its financial situations. And that's where critical illness insurance is a lifesaver. It can help you deal with the financial burden that usually accompanies serious health issues. And regular health insurance pays for medical expenses for a range of illnesses and injuries like hospital stays and doctor's visit, etc. While critical illness insurance pays a lump sum if you are diagnosed with a serious illness. Let's deep dive on the essentials of critical illness policies. If we need just a rider or a comprehensive plan, what's the premium, and the most important part is the coverage highlight. And I have with me Sarita Joshi, VP, Project Head, Probus Insurance. Sarita, hi, good evening and welcome to the show. And Sarita, while we all know that a lot of part as far as your medical expenses and coverage is concerned is taken care if you have the right kind of health insurance, but then we cannot deny the importance or the growing importance of critical illness policies or that coverage also. Just to, highlight the kind of coverage that comes under a critical illness policy. What exactly are we talking about? Are we really talking about serious life-threatening diseases? What's the mandate like?
Hi, Kavita. First of all, thank you for having me on the show. And as far as we are discussing on the critical illness, so I would just like to say that in today's fast evolving healthcare landscape, the risk for critical illness such as cancer, heart diseases, and kidney failure is on the rise. And the medical treatment for such conditions can be expensive, and which can create financial stress on the families. And which is why this makes a critical illness policy a vital financial safeguard, ensuring that the individual receives the necessary medical care and without exhausting their savings.
Sarita, I also want to understand the range of diseases which are covered under critical illnesses.
These days, earlier the policies used to cover only 10, 15 or 30 covers diseases, but these days there are policies which covers as high as 100 critical illness diseases under the policies. And obviously that has to be a comprehensive policy which gives you a wider range of cover. And when we talk about critical illness, yes, the most threatening diseases what we know is the cancer care, your heart diseases, and neurological disorders, and these neurological disorders are there, kidney failures are there, organ transplants are there. So these are the diseases which are getting covered under the critical illness policies.
All right. So, let's just talk about the kind of coverage and the scope, because you listed out a lot of diseases which can come under these kind of insurance policies. Will it make sense to buy a rider, or you think a comprehensive plan should be bought on your along with your health insurance policy? And if it's a rider, I want to understand what should be the right kind of rider features that one needs to ensure that they have. And is a rider as a critical illness plan enough? Or it comes with the health insurance, it comes with the life insurance policy? Or
Okay. So first I would like to say, see, critical illness policy is just not an added benefit anymore now. It's a necessity. Okay. As we know, the statistic, India is witnessing a lot of critical illnesses. And if I talk about the statistic provided by several reports in 2022, approximately 1.46 million new cancer cases India has witnessed, with projection including 7.53% increase by 2025. Okay, and chronic diseases is also growing concern, affecting about 8.7% of the adult population in a major cities. Reason why I am mentioning about all these statistics is that we will be able to take a right decision whether we should go for a comprehensive cover or a rider. Okay, so I would like to say the comprehensive cover will provide you, flexibility in the sum insured, basis the capability, basis the affordability. We can go for a higher cover. Because since we know the healthcare costs have increased, so we would require a higher cover and a lump sum benefit we get in this. Again, when we talk about a rider is also fine, but it's a cost-effective way to enhance your existing health or a life insurance coverage. It is basically suitable for the individuals looking for a basic protection at an affordable premium. Okay, so it's kind of a supplement to your health insurance policy or a life insurance policy instead of having a separate purchases. But if we would like to give any recommendation on it, so my suggestion that one should definitely look at it. If it is affordable for them, they should definitely look at it standalone critical illness policies, because it gives you a comprehensive coverage with a high sum insured.
Sarita, I really want to understand the kind of sum insured adequacy that one should be looking in for. What should be the actual amount? If your health insurance policy is maybe of 10 to 15 lakhs, which also you need to, look at it every year, look at revising it every year. How much should be your critical illness insurance coverage amount or sum assured? How can you decide that?
So first of all, when we select a health insurance policy, as you correctly said, that we should revisit our coverages every year, be it is term insurance coverage or your health insurance coverage. Similarly, first we have to decide that what kind of a coverages we are looking for. If, we are looking for a specific kind of a diseases which scares us, like, cancer or a heart kind of a thing. So we have something in mind, like, in today's time, if you see cancer treatment, the surgery and all cost requires around 40 to 50 lakh rupees for the surgery and the treatment cost. So basis that we takes the decision. Again, our financial situation also plays a vital role in deciding how much premium we can pay. Basis that we take the call. If I have a basic health cover of 10 to 15 lakh rupees with me, so we can anytime look at another 25-30 lakhs at least as a critical illness cover, because certain part will be taken care from the base health policy and rest of the part can be taken care from the critical illness policy.
Sarita, I want to understand, are there any waiting periods? Like, for example, you spoke about life-threatening diseases, you spoke about cancer, you spoke about heart diseases, which come under critical illness coverage also. So obviously, if there has been a medical history on the same lines with the same kind of health issues, you will not be getting a coverage, or is there a waiting period for that?
So, so there are two different things. When you're opting for a standalone health insurance policies, so there are waiting periods and there are policies which can be given, putting a waiting period. But when you talk about the critical illness policies, if there is any pre-existing illness you have, which can impact on the critical illnesses, so you may not get it. So it is always advisable when you are healthy, when you are at a younger age, one should opt for critical illness policies then. Because if any existing illness come, like diabetes or something like this, so
even with higher premium you will not get a critical illness plan.
No, critical illness policies
that will be ruled out
underwriting. But yes, if you have any existing illness, chances of getting critical illness is no.
So in that case, you need to figure out and you need to focus more on having a good health insurance cover. Is that right?
Yeah. So having a good health insurance cover, yes, definitely you should look at it. And if you have not taken a critical illness policy before diagnosis of any pre-existing illnesses, okay, because once you are diagnosed with any PED, chances of getting critical illness is very less. In that case, we have to ensure that we have an adequate health insurance cover which can take care during the treatment, during the time of treatment of diagnosis.
Right. So a lot of disease-specific covers are also there. depending on the severity, can you get a heart insurance, heart health insurance cover or a heart specific cover? Is that possible, or even that is ruled out?
No, so yeah, you are absolutely right. So see, as I mentioned, the comprehensive critical illness policy covers a lot of other diseases also. Okay, there are approximately 100 diseases which can be covered, but there might be some people who would not want to pay that high premium for all these diseases. They may be, they may want to cover only a heart related element. Maybe the decision can be basis on the lifestyle what they have, basis the genetic history what they have, or a family health history whatever they would have. So basis that they will may take a call. Okay, so yes, you can opt for a specific cover also, like cancer care, like heart diseases. You can get a specific illness cover, and obviously the premium for those policies are much lesser than
Even when
having
you
a
have a
comprehensive.
pre-existing history of these illnesses?
Sorry.
Even when you have a pre-existing illnesses,
No,
history of
if
the,
you have
then you cannot.
pre-existing illness, you cannot get critical illness cover.
All right. Let's move on to the premium cost and claim settlement ratio aspect of this conversation, because one point is very right that you need to have adequate health insurance, adequate medical insurance in place. But then when we talk about claim settlement ratio, what's the status right now as far as the stakeholders are concerned? In what scenarios do we see these claims getting rejected? Because that's the painful part for the policy holder. Sarita.
See, I would like to brief you here that, claim settlement, I really don't see is that big challenge, as long as while taking a policy, the insured person has given all the material information which is required to underwrite the risk. If all the disclosure is done timely, properly, then during the claim, it is not going to be that hectic. I mean, it is not going to be a problematic. Problem aati hai tab when we are not disclosing things properly while underwriting, while filling up the forms. And if the underwriter doesn't have a right information, and that get revealed during the treatment or during the hospitalization, at that time we face mostly claim delay, claim rejections and all. Otherwise, claim settlement, you talk to me about today, it is very much smooth, as long as the required information is given properly.
Just as how you can port your health insurance, can you also port your critical insurance coverage? Is that possible?
Sorry, I didn't get
Just
your
how
question.
you can port your health insurance policy, you can choose a new insurer. Can you also do the same with the critical illness policy also?
Yeah, I mean, actually, I'm not able to understand the question.
So if you are not happy with one insurance company, one general insurance company, you can switch to the
you
other.
are saying
You can
for
port your policy.
the policy.
Yeah.
To my understanding, no, porting is not possible in the. But I'm really not sure about it.
Sure.
Because generally we haven't seen a shift
Critical
of a
illness
critical illness
being okay.
policy.
All right. All right. All right. I think with that, it's an end on this discussion today. Thank you so much, Sarita, for being on the show and talking about all the aspects of
I
critical.
just would like to add
Sure.
one small line here.
Yeah, sure.
I would like to reiterate that critical illness policy is not an alternate of a health insurance policy.
Yeah, definitely.
One should have both. A regular health insurance policy which can take care of your hospitalization,
Right.
and a critical illness policy.
Okay.
These two both are different things, and both is necessary.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Sarita, for being on the show today and helping our viewers with this today. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, so that's it on the insurance bit, but then let's take a break, and post that let's get connected to our viewers and answer their portfolio queries. I'll be joined by Samisha, who will be doing your life financial planning on the show today.